And you can keep on talking there into the night. So, what is Proseed? Proseed is an idea about business being kinder, because we could all use a little bit of kindness in our life. The past few years have been rough. We've had pandemics, we've had wars, we've had, you name it, we've had it. And it's all right to admit that things are a little bit difficult. It's all right to say that we have challenges, and I think we all know that this is how life is. And so we're trying to build a community where people acknowledge that and help each other as they can. Why? Because it's the natural thing to do. And when we talk about the natural thing to do, people have seen me show this slide many times. Anybody care to tell me what we're looking at? Please, nobody with a coaching background, right? Because there's a few of those here. So if you haven't got a coaching background, you can tell me what's behind me. Yes, whose pyramid? Maslow's pyramid, that's right, this is Maslow's pyramid of needs, as most people are aware of it. The trick is that this is not Maslow's pyramid of needs. This is Maslow's pyramid of needs. Maslow updated his famous pyramid of needs a year before he died. He originally published the pyramid in 1943, and in his original pyramid, the peak of human existence was self-actualization, a place where I think many of us are when we feel that we are fully able to engage in life and fulfill our values and do what we want to do. And just a year before he died, Maslow said, actually, no, that's not the peak of human existence. The peak of human existence is when we realize that our existence over here is about giving back. And it's interesting to see how predictive Maslow was. So in honor of the people that have heard this before, today I have a little surprise. We'll talk about a study that was published exactly 10 days ago. April 15th, 2024, by some very esteemed, by a doctor named Alexander Soutschek and his team from the Ludwig Maximilian University in Munich and the University of Zurich. I don't know about you guys, but I'm impressed very much by universities from those places. And this study was about how we make group decisions. So when do we make decisions that are aimed about optimizing the outcome for a group? Give me an example, please. Companies make decisions that are designed to optimize outcomes for the group. But I'll challenge you and I say that every time you go shopping, right, for groceries, for your family, you're making decisions that are designed to optimize the outcome for the group. And every time the Minister of Finance produces a budget and has it submitted to Parliament, assuming that he does, right, he's making decisions that are optimized for the group. And Alexander Soutschek and his team discovered something very interesting about how we make these kind of decisions, and they made their study was designed to identify what neural pathways were related to this particular activity. And so they designed a study that was based around having people fast for 4 hours, so people were hungry. And then after they fasted for 4 hours, they were requested to think about and do tasks related to their own food preferences and symbolism for food. So we really had them thinking about themselves and about their food preferences. And another thing that they did was they were requested to rate the food preferences of other people in a group. And the next thing that the study did, these tasks were designed to simulate real-world decisions that are involved in simulating self-interest, how I feel about the food that I'm going to eat, and other people's interests. So what are other people going to eat? And at the end, people were requested to assign foods to themselves and foods to people who had not only different food preferences from themselves, but food preferences that were opposed to theirs. So if somebody likes sweet, they were paired with somebody like salty. If somebody likes spicy, they were paired with somebody who likes bland. And they had to design these menus for themselves and for others. And what was key to this study was that as they were doing this, they were tracked, I think, by a functional MRI machine to see what exactly were the neural pathways that were activated when they were involved in this particular kind of activity. And what's fascinating about this is that this is called the welfare maximization task. When they were tracking these people, the reward system in the brain, right, was triggered both when they were looking after themselves, which is not very surprising, but also when they were looking after others. And what we understand from that is that we are engineered, we are hardwired, okay, to look after others. We are rewarded with peaks of dopamine in our brain every time we look after somebody else. Why do you think that's so? Why are we evolutionarily engineered to look after others? Sorry? Yes, but why do we have them? What's the point? Exactly. The point is that we are a social species. We need each other to get along, and that's why I say that looking after others and helping others is the natural thing to do for human beings. If you're a fish, maybe less. So, what we do over here is we spread the light, and we do that by supporting one another, by giving each other time and attention. When possible and relevant, we support each other's businesses. As relevant, we organize events like this one, and we donate to charities in the community, which is exactly what Vic is going to talk about later this evening. Why join us? Because belonging to a community like this is proven to do a few things for you. And proven again, I'm very happy to share the studies. It supports achieving life goals, it boosts self-esteem, it boosts confidence, it builds resilience against stress, and improves immune system responses, stamina and memory, and on average will add about 10 years to your life, which given the recent huge interest in longevity and diets and pills and exercise, just belonging to a community, 10 years to your lifespan. Kind of cool. So I want to thank our sponsors. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Kunoina and Yamada, who represent Fabit. Fabit have given us this space for 5 years and never charged us a single cent for it. And that is why we are very, very grateful to them. My own company, Vimi, arranges this, and that's why I'm happy to thank myself. And I also want to thank my partner, James, who's sitting in the back and is recording all of this session. So for the benefit of our panelists, this is something we've had before. If you have something sensitive to say that you don't want afterwards to be published on the internet, don't say it here, right? James and I have developed an artificial intelligence which is integrated into websites and serves as a receptionist for your website. We are looking for pilot partners for this technology, and that summarizes the introduction. At this point, I would like to call to the stage Hugh Van Es, my close friend, who is currently the founder and principal of Proquanet, which is a new concept in networking, in business networking. And formerly, he was the managing director of Swarovski Gems in Thailand. And that's it. On to you.
Thank you very much. Maybe a warm applause for Mike. Right, let me call to the stage our panelists. First and foremost, Kun Wanida, who's a jewelry professional with more than 25 years of manufacturing experience with some of the world's top jewelry brands. She also played key roles in the growth of several Thai manufacturing companies, helping them to expand from the ground up, employing between 500 to 1,000 workers. Kun Wanida is concerned about the way technology is gradually replacing traditional Thai jewelry artisans, leading to a decline in handcrafted skills, so for sure it's a topic at heart for her. Welcome to Kun Wanida, please. Let me call our next panelist to the stage, Roy. With over 20 years of experience as CEO of his own company, Roy has always focused on sustainable growth and creativity. His company sets industry standards for quality and ethical practices and is driven by a passion for crafting pieces that celebrate life and beauty. Roy believes jewelry is an expression of connection, which is the perfect platform. Welcome, Roy. Last but not least, Bob Van Is is a fourth-generation diamond industry player. Educated in Belgium, he moved to Bangkok in 1987, where his father established a diamond polishing factory. Bob managed the Greater Asian region for Hennig & Company, overseeing diamond operations. He's been pivotal in developing IGI Bangkok lab for 27 years, and is also currently managing their Hong Kong office since 2019. Any similarities between us as well as the last name is pure coincidental. Okay, please. Right, let's start our panel discussion. Maybe first question to Wanida. How are millennials and Gen Z values shaping their jewelry preferences from your perspective? Coming from a manufacturing background, perhaps, maybe that will be your angle.
So, nice to meet you all. For my experience in, I just going to represent on behalf of only the production, because I'm involved 100% only the production. So what is the difference? What I see and what I have received is the design and the collection and the technician is completely different what I used to do 25 years and what I'm doing this existing like 4 or 5 years after COVID is completely trend different. This is what I have. More specific on what is the exact trend that is changing? The millennial generation before was with the, like high-end with the set. But when it's come to the new generation with Gen Z, what I pick up, many of them, and the most of 95% what I'm producing, they are calling like quiet luxury. Somewhat, maybe some person, wearing like, I give you an example, my daughter. I don't know what she's wearing, but she said, Mommy, this is only 10 in Thailand, or only, 50 the whole world, or this is 15,000. This is something, this is what I can specific. So let me call by quiet luxury. Same, but different.
Right. Is this also something you see, Roy?
Yes, I do agree with Ms. Wanida regarding to that. We see more minimalism, more simplicity, less screaming, I am here, look at me, more, this is my style, this is my personality. I don't need to shout, I'm over here, I know myself more. And I think it's come from 2 reasons. One, it's more difficult to pay, more expensive. And secondly, they understand that it's more who you are, not just what you reflect in. We want to see the inside, not just the outside.
Okay. Bob, for you, of course, it's a little bit different, not being in manufacturing, more in grading. Do you see any changing trends in the...
Just in Thailand, from past experience and just specifically on Thailand, it's more quiet luxury. When I went to industry events at the Oriental Hotel, or 1 or 2 times a year, they had big functions where everybody came. Everybody was wearing as big a necklace. It was all sets, the bigger the better. And that the current generation, I don't see them doing that at all. And you see that, I think, in demand trends as well. They're just, they'll get a diamond, they'll get, but much more. It's fewer ostentatious displays of wealth, I think. But just in Thailand, and I think you can see it in China now as well. I think diamond sales are down a lot. I think it's also because people are just more conscious. And I think quiet luxury, I think, is the best way to describe it.
Right. Thank you. Now, of course, in any industry, sustainability is always very hot topic on the agenda, as well as customization. Do you see any changes towards that from your customers, more demand in terms of sustainability, or do they want to customize their designs more than previous generations?
What I have seen, and the most what I'm doing, go back to the classic. Go back to the very, very plain and classic. But you have to come up with some quality. It's a quality, it's a technique that when you pick it up, the item, you cannot describe and you cannot explain why it's different. But if the people are in the production, we can feel, we can, you know, when me, I start picking up the jewelry in my hand when I was 27. Me, when I pick up, I can feel. This is because I'm in the production, so marketing. But in the production, when I feel myself like, if I pick up, I can feel that this is how many K. You know, and the quiet luxury and the design is the new generation. But the design is go back to the very plain, something that you don't have, but I have. Something that it's not everywhere that you can buy. Yeah? And it's expensive. Go back to the classic plain, something difficult to find, the material, stone. You have to sell the story. This is the trend of the Gen Z. Yeah.
And Roy, for you as a company always looking for sustainable growth, how much is the practices of sustainability affecting your business?
It's come to be a big issue from requests from a lot of our customers, most of our customers, from recycled silver and sustainable factory and sustainable material. And sometimes when we get being audited by our customer, they would like to see what we do more in order to support the environment, recycle usually. And also they're asking a lot of different kind of material that they have less impact on the world. Lately we have, it's look like leather, but it's made from mushroom. Like it's insane stuff. The familiar stuff, it's recycled silver or chain of supply that we know where it's come from, so no child label, not Africa, blah, blah, blah. And then we get into the lab diamond or lab stone, that this is now impact also the market, that is bringing people, oh, it's less carbon, and the whole story behind of that people start to consider these kind of things. Some of the companies start to pick it up very seriously. One of them is Pandora. They have some line of that. And they are one of the people that creating a trend, so it's getting more and more.
And for you, Bob, I know maybe certification and grading.
No, just wanted to pick up on Pandora, which is going to be my comment. The CEO was interviewed just a month ago, I think, and he said, and Pandora is a company where sustainability is at its heart. A lot of other companies, they just want to talk about it, but they know, because we work with them here, they are really serious about sustainability. And their CEO said, for the Gen Z and the millennials, the main drivers are price and design. Sustainability, it's important, but it's not, it's further down the priorities list for the Gen Z and the millennials.
Interesting. I think we already mentioned it a few times, lab-grown diamonds, natural diamonds. I think many people in the audience are aware that lab-grown diamonds has entered the jewelry industry. Maybe you can give us a little bit of a feedback on how do you see it? Maybe Kunwanida first. Do you have requests, or do you now handle more lab-grown diamonds, or is it more still focused on the natural ones?
For me, my idea, my personal comment, lab grow is one of the new thing that is coming up in the jewelry world. It's like before we have a natural ruby, sapphire, emerald, diamonds. But later on, what we have a synthetic color stone, we have ZZ, we have, you know, but the lab grow, what I personally what I like, the lab grow you can keep the elegant, the diamond, the sparkling, you know, and you put the cost, everything in the design. But you still can keep luxury, you know. When people call diamonds, it's a diamond, you know. But then today, like IGI, you know, GIA, also they are certified, you know. But the design of the Gen Z with the luxury, with the lab-grown diamond, I think it's more classy. You know, because right now, you know, it's come like a color stone, like nano, now become nano, ZZ, you know. And before we have Swarovski, we have, so for me, the lab grow, I believe is gonna be a huge trend, which is I'm gonna develop my own design also for the lab grow. Yeah.
Okay. Roy, from your perspective?
Yeah, I pretty much, I'm pretty much agree with Ms. Juanita regarding to, as been said before, price is very big factor today, especially to the young generation. Especially it's more difficult to earn a living and it's come to be more complicated. So people are prefer to have the nice look, also the name, and it's almost the same. And they get the benefit of, I didn't create more carbon, I destroyed less the world, blood diamond. You're familiar with the whole glory and unglory of diamond have. So they have a lot of good things about diamond, but they're also not so good about diamond. And this is justifying the reason why not to spend so much money about. This is why today I see more and more and more people looking for lab diamond, and price, it's very factor, and this is reduce the cost of the, I still have diamond, I still call it diamond, but it's not cost me like before.
I think on lab-grown diamonds, I think one thing people keep forgetting is it's very early on in the industry. It's only been around mainstream commercially for maybe 5 or 6 years. And the natural diamond industry and the lab-grown diamond industry, they've been at loggerheads, one saying, you know, one is bad, natural's bad, lab-grown's bad. They all try to outdo each other, whereas I think we're moving towards an industry where we can coexist, both can coexist, in, you know, in just different ways. And I think what we're discovering now is they can do some amazing things with lab-grown diamonds. I mean, they can grow shapes, they can grow specific, you know, they can grow a ring, an actual ring out of diamond. And I think people are just discovering now, and some designers around the world, I mean, even, you know, even some of the big brands, Fred Jewelers in France, Louis Vuitton's looking into it, Prada's looking into it. They can do some very creative things with lab grown, but just completely separate from natural diamonds. I mean, it's just a completely different industry. And I think, you know, it's very early days in the lab grown diamond industry, in my opinion. Yeah, and I think it's very early on. Everybody says A or B or C, but it's developing really quickly. And, you know, I think the sky's the limit. I think go anywhere lab grown diamond wise.
I think might be interesting to hear, or maybe by a show of hands from the audience, how many of you would consider buying a lab-grown diamond? Because I think people's perception is still they, you know, they want a natural. So raise of hands, who would consider buying a lab-grown diamond? So I guess the rest that didn't raise the hands prefer a natural one. Okay, fair enough. Sorry? Maybe we can ask the expert.
Also not really, sorry, it's not really available here. Here you really have to go look for it. If you go to the US, any jewelry store in the US, or most jewelry stores in the US, will have a lab-grown display case and a natural diamond display case. Here, to best of my knowledge, it's not available anywhere in retail. It's online, Facebook, Instagram, you can buy it. So you have to go look for it. Same in Hong Kong and China. It is available, but not as readily as in some other European or American markets. Yeah, no.
Now, knowing that the new generations are usually quite tech savvy, I'd like to hear your thoughts on, do you need to do anything with the new technologies, 3D printing, AI? Is that already affecting your manufacturing or grading for that matter?
The technology is good in, let's say, it's helping the production getting to the halfway faster, okay? But for me, if I have to go, what I can compare to you, the beauty by nature is mean like when we produce the jewelry without the cat, you know, the 3D. The beauty of the jewelry come out different, okay? But now then, if you ask me what is, you know, the technology helping, yes, can help more than half of the way for the production. But the skill and the touch of the, you know, the pleasure and the feeling, the sweetness of the finishing is different. You know, if people do the production, then they will understand.
Right. I mean, you said you were a little bit afraid of current technologies taking away the craftsmanship
Me,
and
as
the
I'm
artisan.
Thai.
Right.
Now I come back to my skill. As I am 100% Thai, and I'm growing up with the Thai jewelry skill, I believe 100% of the foreigner who came to invest to Thailand, they are expect the Thai jewelry skill. This is what I believe, right? Because it's a world famous. But right now it's because of, you know, time change, skilled people like me getting old, you know, the skill with the new generation, they don't want to come with like sitting, you know, they're always with the, you know, they're born with the computer already. So it depends. The master jewelry still need, because the generation like us still there, and traditional the jewelry still there. But if you have to compare, if you use the technology like 3D printing like this, if you're gonna sell and the customer, the target is the generation like Gen Z, what you said, yes, the technology can help a lot, but still have to go with the skill. Like,
Well, I mean, jewelry manufacturing is still very much a manually driven process, although technologies are now appearing into the manufacturing, right?
Yeah, we need
3D stone setting machines, things like that.
We still need.
Right.
Related to technology, yes, we are trying all the time to develop ourselves, to bring a new ideas and a new concept to the market. So definitely we bring more laser or different kind of raw material that when we do sandblasting, or we using different kind of glue or soldering paste in order to achieve different kind of level of product. So yes, it exists, and it's all the time try and error until, oh, people like it. Okay, let's make it more and more and more. And it's definitely all the time exists. It's a non-stopping progress that we need to do in order to be relevant for the customer. And until once in a while something been, oh, the customer like it, and then we push more into this, putting more gasoline on this kind of fire that's exceedingly going well. And glues, chemicals, that we need to use in order to achieve this kind of level. Yeah, soldering paste and enamels, different kind of product that we can cooperate with the product. Sometimes we take in jeans with jewelry, you know, try to build something, you know.
Okay. And Bob, for you, I know I think in terms of grading or certification, it's also very manual driven. You need graders under a microscope, but you also use quite a lot of machinery within your...
Yeah, I mean, basically the final determination of a grade is still by microscope, but there are, you know, just to begin with, the determination of what type of material it is the technology, the machines, the scientific equipment behind it to determine what material it is. Is it diamond? Is it natural? Is it lab grown? Is it a natural ruby? Is it a synthetic ruby? That's definitely technology driven. But other than that, I mean, grading, grading, a lot of the work is still done by microscope.
Now, for those not in the know, how can you differentiate between a lab-grown diamond? Because by eye, it looks exactly the
You
same.
can't
right?
anymore. Since lab-grown diamonds came out, it's the first time you walk into your jeweler, your family jeweler, and they will not be able to tell you whether it's natural or lab-grown. I mean, we have a lot of machinery. I mean, basically, it's 3 or 4 different machines that are, maybe $100,000 in combination, cost-wise, to determine whether it's natural or synthetic.
Yeah. No, I mean, sure, naked eye, for sure, not even under a
anymore, no.
microscope. You need specific. This is just the point I wanted to make. You need really. Yeah. I mean, seeing, especially knowing what kind of a difference there is between a natural diamond and a lab-grown diamond. If people that are maybe not so proper, they might want to mix lab-grown diamonds in a parcel of natural stones, and then we really need the help from the grading labs to really differentiate. I mean, imagine you're an OEM, you're a producer like Roy or Wanida, and you buy your diamonds from India or whatever. If you buying natural diamonds, you need to make sure that they are. Just the supplier telling you that it is might not be enough, especially if you go for.
The thing is that I think you can confirm what I say now, that average person and even goldsmith in the shop not be able to distinguish. You have to have a very expensive machine to distinguish. It's just, we cannot.
So if anybody is wondering if your diamond ring is an actual lab-grown or a natural, maybe you can send it to Bob for verification, right? Right, now, okay, maybe a difficult question for you in terms of marketing, but do you need to adjust, you're both OEMs and grading, but do you need to do anything specific on your marketing plan to attract those? And if so, what kind of activities are you doing?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We need to adjust ourselves to the fashion of the moment. And the fashion of the moment is sustainable, recycle, and all the green things that are happening now around the world. And yes, we need to adjust our supplier. We need even to change our supplier. They have a lot of requests of customers that asking. It's coming from the end customer to my wholesaler or to the shops, the chain of shops, and they say, hey, we want that you give us this. And we need to start to we get into the position that we need to source, or they even get into the position to tell me, you have to buy only from this supplier from now on, because he can provide me a chain of supply where the silver come from. And we know that it's not child label, not conflict, and on and on and on. And the other things that they're asking also, they want a material. That this is the preview to that. No lead, no cadmium, no nickel, no all these kind of things that they asked before. So now it's getting more extreme. And I think maybe I repeat myself, but it's the auditing company that coming over here, and they want to be sure that we are according to them regulation. And I'm actually according to the Thai regulation. No, we want that you be according to our regulation in our own country. So can you make one kind of regulation? No. Customer A have him own regulation, customer B have him own regulation, and you need to dance between all of them to achieve what they want in order to be able to sell to all of them.
Kunwanida, how about you?
Try to be young. I'm joking. Just only for me, I'm trying to adjust myself to go and see what they like, what the new generation they like, where they go, the shopping center, what they like, what the jewelry, what the design, what is the trend. Listen to my kids, and talk to their friend. Try to be one of their gangs to get to understand like what they like, and then we will adjust with ourselves. Sometimes, you know, if we stick with our too much classic and their classic, it's different. You know, like, yeah, this is what I have. We have to adjust myself and ourselves, you know, to create something. Because from now on, they are the group of people who gonna run the economy. You know, we just only the advisor in the end. Then if we expect them, you know, as a customer or at the destination of the, you know, at the end customer, final customer, we have to understand what they like. Yeah, this is what I'm doing.
Something else? Please.
They want customer simplicity, but they want it also look complicated. I know it doesn't make sense what I say now, but they want like the chain of the motorcycle or the bicycle without the chain. They want this, but in 1.5 mm size, a lot of that. So it's not very clean, but it's very, very complicated to make it. But this is everybody try to be unique today, more and more and more. If you try to give them what they want with the complicate, not everybody can get it. Like Miss Vanita say, oh, they have only 10,000 of that. I have now one of my customers that they want all the jewelry, they will have a serial number on it, the same like watches, stuff like that. So he can require more, he can ask more money for that, because it's also a story. The story behind all that is that they're unique, and so now we increase the price. Unique, special. I remember the story a long time ago when the owner of Pandora was still involved when he go to USA, and he take all the beads with the glass, if you remember this bulb, they have reject. And then he give it to some nice people, because it's unique, it's one of a kind. It's reject.
Fair enough. I mean, for Bob, for you, I know that it's mostly customer driven. That, you know, you mentioned you're certifying for Pandora. Do you see any changes over the last couple of years now with these new generations? Do they want more certification, or are they inclined maybe not to worry so much about that? Or how do you see that in your perspective?
I think that's a good question. I'm not really sure if the current generation cares too much. I mean, if it's, you know, what type of certification they ask for. If it's there, it's there. If it's a third party that said, yes, it's ABC or it's that quality, I think you're quite happy doing that. I don't think they're too, and I think, you know, with simplicity as well, I think some of the more, you know, more commercial areas of jewelry don't really require certification. I mean, gold set or like Pandora. I mean, the only reason we work with Pandora is because they went into lab-grown diamonds. All their other stuff, the charm ring, everything else they sell, it comes with a shop guarantee, not really with a third-party, you know, certification volume like what we do.
Generally, what you really must provide, not to all the shops, but my case, I can say 9 to 5. That you over 95%, 92.5% silver container. This is you must. All the rest of the thing is more push for the border. Oh, we're sustainable. Oh, we are recycle. Oh, all these kind of things give you advantage on your competition. And in the end of the day, it's a price. They want price. And you try to do it somehow.
Right. Okay, very well. Maybe now we can come to the Q&A session of the evening. Thank you very much. Warm applause. Maybe we can take some... You had a question?
So I was wondering with like the rise of, you know, Facebook shops, Instagram, Shopify, Etsy, do you see all these little like boutique vendors or people making jewelry at home? Is that at all competing with major jewelry manufacturers, or is it just too small? Like, it's just such a small piece of the market, it doesn't really matter.
Actually, the reason for that is because they first push the envelope even more, creating new trends, new ideas that I cannot think, or my designer, my customer cannot see. So we find more creativity. And all these designers, they do it at home. After, if they start to sell more than 50 or 100 pieces, they come to us. They need us because they cannot handle it. They get into the position that they are now designing the product, but let us to produce it for them because they cannot be able to produce it anymore. There is sort of place that they have to use manufacturing. Okay, so it's or you're building your own, or you have to use OEM to do it for you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I want to ask, how do you think the price of diamonds might change with the growth of lab-grown diamonds?
You don't want to answer.
I mean, it's still, it's still 20. Last year, natural diamond prices went down about 25%. It has to do with a lot of different factors, the war, but one of the main factors, driving factors, is lab-grown diamonds. And it's ongoing. I mean, even lab-grown diamonds as well, they used to, let's say, 1 carat diamond polish, 1 carat lab-grown polished diamond used to cost maybe a year ago $300 for 1 stone. At the moment, they're probably talking about $175. So it's evolving so quickly. It's difficult to say, but having an effect on one another for sure.
You said, I mean, $175 for 1 carat lab grown. How much would that be for natural?
They used to.
No, I mean, basically, the guiding thing is for the price of a 1 carat natural diamond, you can get a 3 carat lab grown diamond. That's the easy, because it's everywhere, whether you go to retail or online, or so. But yeah, so 1 in 3, it's probably 1 in 3.
And the good or bad part, depending how you want to look at it, it's as long that we can reduce the cost of electricity, because the main component is electricity. This is the main consumption of to produce the diamond. So at the moment that we move the machine, the consumption of the electricity will be lower, or maybe you can have energy from solar panel or something like that. The price will get very low. This is my opinion. It's going to get, it will improve the process of the product. Because in diamond, real diamond, they have a limitation how much you can bring from the earth. But in this case, I can produce as long as they have demand, I can produce more.
But then maybe the diamonds will lose their field.
Absolutely, yeah. But then you will create then you will have 2 industries that have a problem. Because one industry will be lab-grown diamond, and then you will have natural diamond. And then this would be the high and then the low. But the problem at the moment, you cannot know what is what.
It's too soon to say at the moment. It's evolving really, really quickly.
You had a question?
A bit of tweak, I think, for me also is the price, but I think you already said that it's 1 to 3. But if you put from the perspective of as an investment, right, what would be the resale value that you see between versus natural versus lab diamonds? Mm-hmm. Love.
That will appreciate in value. But with somebody, when friends ask me, should I do getting married? Buy something within budget. You like it. You're going to wear it. Don't think about reselling it. If you look at the price of diamonds over the past 50 years, it is up. Natural, but very, very soft. It's nothing like gold at the moment. Very soft.
Yes, I would say that too. Right now, gold would be it, right?
I have a question, if I may. Please.
This is my opinion. If you buy jewelry, buy it because it gives you some value to yourself. It's make your wife look more beautiful, or it's make you as a person, woman, to be more beautiful. Don't look on the part of the price. Look on what it is give you. Because jewelry is supposed to make make it look beautiful. It's not investment. You want investment? Buy this, they stop. I don't know, plate of gold if you want to keep the value. Not jewelry. It's, again, what is making you feel. And this is what it's supposed to do. Make you be beautiful, buy it. That's all. If you can. It's not definitely expensive.
It seems like one of the things that's happening in your industry is that perhaps in the past, and we've seen this from royal families as they travel, right? They travel with suitcases of jewelry so that if God forbid, there's a coup in their country, they don't have to worry, right? They have their gold with them. And what's changing now is that people don't think about jewelry. The younger generations don't think about jewelry anymore that way. They think about it as a means for personal expression. If I have a piece that is unique and it is made of jeans and plastic, fantastic. I don't really care anymore about is it made from a lab-grown diamond or from a natural diamond. How is that changing the way you design the pieces? Where are you looking now for inspiration?
I tell you what I do. I don't look at expensive. I'm not. I'm looking at something that will make them happy. Something that it's difficult to answer to, but it's inspire people to be happy. But you would like to believe that if I will buy, I can tell you from my own experience. Sometimes I produce a product and I say it's shit, and everybody love it. Not from the point of quality. I don't like this dolphin. And in another case, I say, oh, this is a beautiful dolphin. Nobody likes it. There's no one person that can say, this is beautiful, this is not beautiful. It's a trend, one Madonna wear it, finish. It's great. Britney Spears make piercing. I make a lot of money because of that, Now it's I'm talking about when I start my business. Britney Spears was just young and she made a body piercing, and everybody wants to have belly body piercing. We will make 100% profit on jewelry because it was possible. Today you cannot do it. Maybe you make a few percentage, but to try still to answer to your question, it's simplicity, but still complicated. If it's again, it doesn't make sense, but and some story behind it. If you can bring some story about how it's been made and how, if you can educate the customer, it's perfect. But it's very difficult to educate the customer. I like it or not.
So the value is in the story and not in the material anymore.
I'm sorry?
The value is in the story and not in the material.
Yes, absolutely. Make you feel good, not how much it's worth.
The marketing adds more value than the underlying value.
Agree. Absolutely. This is why I love the idea related to the previous conversation. I love the idea of Facebook, Instagram. They keep creating a story behind of that still people want to look good and consider jewelry as something good.
I have a question. Well, first I want to start with a comment. I have a 17 and 18-year-old, and they're Gen Z. So when I want to buy something that's relevant for them, but maybe I have very sustainable, ESG-minded children because they make me look it up. Did this come from conflict? Is it from child labor? Is it cruelty-free? So they make me look it up, but not on the website of the brand, but by a third party. Usually there's a third-party audit that looks it up, and they tell me things that I'm not allowed to buy that brand for them, so on and so forth. Apparently. It gets expensive. Okay, my second part is kind of riding on the coattail of what Mike had raised, and I'm not sure if this already came up, which is now the infiltration of AI, because he was asking about inspiration. Not that long ago, Mike had sent out something about create your art using AI, blah, 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 whatever. You sent us a link in Proseeds, Friends of Proseeds, and then, a few of us had to go in terms of like making some kind of art. So I was just wondering, like, how is AI making any inroads into your industry?
I can answer.
Yeah, but it's still, for us, it's really early days.
You say that.
I guess, I mean, distinguishing between whether something is natural or lab grown, I guess that would be, AI would be perfect for that. But it's in development, and I'm not really aware. I know we are doing some things in the area, but I'm not really sure where we are at the moment. But it would lend itself really well. I mean, you just feed it hundreds and hundreds of thousands of strands of data between lab grown and natural. Eventually, the AI will learn and say, okay, this is lab grown, this is natural.
But potentially it's not that much when it's happening.
Because technologically it is, the equipment we use, it's relatively easy to see whether something's come from the earth, whether something's grown in a lab. So from a software and analysis point of view, it's doable, so yes.
You want to wrap up here?
Thank you everybody for a wonderful discussion. I hope it was fruitful for everybody and you learned something today. And Roy, Kunwanida, and Bob, thank you very much for coming, and let's enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh, for fantastic moderation, and thank you, Bob, Kunwanida, and Roy, for participating. Thank you, everyone. We'll continue with our agenda. Not much left for this evening. Vic, you're up. Today we have Vic Rollins, who will be doing our community pitch. And we didn't have to use the chicken at all today.
Hi. Yep.
Usually at this point we have 3 starter pitches, and gentlemen, Kun Anan, please. Thank you. Usually at this point we have 3 starter pitches. For 47 events we always had people lined up. Today we do not, and so we're moving directly to our community pitch. I really dislike what's happening on the right side of the room. Please, respect the event. Roy. Children, thank you. We're still at the event. You have another 5 minutes. I know it's difficult, but you run a factory. Yes.
Wow, good. As you all know, or some of you know, Proseed supports a charity in Thailand called Hands Across the Water. Hands Across the Water was started in the aftermath of the Boxing Day tsunami in 2004. By the way, that's 20 years ago this year, and there's a lot of things going on with the organization this year. The way they support, the organization supports over 350 children in 6 homes around Thailand. These children are disadvantaged. They don't have parents in many cases, or their parents have abandoned them or whatever. The way that Proseed helps these children is through donations of clothing, computers, and money. And so this evening we'll have some beer and some pizza, which is free, except for when you take a beer, please put a donation in for Hands Across the Water. And all that money goes to the children. So we're looking for old computers that you might have. Laptops are great, desktops, whatever you may have, as long as it's in working condition and we can get an operating system on it. We'd love to do that. And then good, clean clothing for children up to university age, and infants all the way up, and also good condition toys and so on. So anything like that, if you contact me, contact Mike through the WhatsApp group, and we'll make arrangements to do it. So please drink a lot of beer.
As is my practice, I want to highlight that Vic doesn't work for the charity. Vic has a factory that manufactures tires, and everything that he does for the charity is out of the goodness of his heart. 100% of everything that you donate goes directly to the children. Today, yeah, exactly. Today, I want to honor Mr. Joss, who donated a computer and a screen in the last 2 weeks. And I also want to honor Shane Torr, interestingly, both from HR, who also donated a laptop. And just good to know that there's good people out there. Yes. Final activity for the evening, a reciprocity ring. A reciprocity ring is a very simple idea. The idea is that in the room at the moment there are about 40 people, and each one of us knows a lot of people and has a nice network. And you can ask this network to support you with something. And lo and behold, by the magic of the network, often enough, you get what you're looking for. The type of things that have happened in this room as a result of that is a chocolatier found a factory that he was looking for. He was looking to scale up. There were people that found jobs. People often promote their events over here, and that's okay. People have secondhand things that they want to sell. People want to rent a house. People want to buy a house. All of that is possible here, as long as you follow this format, which I am very strict about and which I will now demonstrate. Hi, my name is Mike. I am looking for your secondhand old computers, the ones that you are no longer using and are just cluttering your cupboard. I want those computers because what we do with them is we wipe them, we put a new operating system on them, and we donate them to kids like you see in the picture over there. So you have in your house some old IT device, an old laptop, please bring it over here. We will wipe it and it will support a child who is studying. That is the format. If you do anything besides this format, I will come and I will take the mic away. Who wants to be first? Hi, my name is X. I'm looking for this. Or I need help with that. Yes.
Okay, so you say what I want. What I want.
Yes. Hi, my name is X. I'm looking for Y. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Julie, and I'm looking for any expert to launch a podcast. So if anyone has an expertise or can share the knowledge to help me to scale and accelerate to this action, that will be nice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Julie. Julie is looking for somebody to support her with a podcast. Marta, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Marta. I am an architect. I relocated to Bangkok recently, 3 months ago. From Shanghai, and I'm looking for a job, architecture or interior design. I worked in China for 10 years in architecture, so.
Yes, Shai behind Martha, please.
Hi, my name is Shai. I'm looking for people with experience in the retail food industry and or people who are chocolatiers or chefs with some knowledge about chocolate. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Saran. I'm looking for a new job as a digital marketing manager, digital marketing lead, everything. So if you interested to have an extra hand or someone who lead the marketing team, just contact me. I distribute a card.
Next.
Hi, my name is Pashri Nuri. I have a house to sell on Sukhumvit 49 if you want to buy. And I'm also hiring an assistant for myself. It's in the brand communication, marketing communications field. Hit me up. I need a bilingual staff though. Who else?
Hi, I'm Hugh. I recently published a book about a story I wrote called Hell in Paradise, about my experience finding my friends after the 2004 tsunami. And I'm looking for either a literary agent here in Thailand or a Thai publishing house for the Thai version of the book. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hugh. Looking for a literary agent. Do we have anyone else? Yes, Vic.
Hi, I'm also Vic. I'm looking for anyone that is in search of interns or apprentices or graduates for jobs We're just about to launch a platform that matches those people with you.
Anyone else? Yes.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Elena. I'm new in Bangkok and looking for a job in product innovation or marketing strategy.
Anyone else? Yes, Nassim.
Hi, my name is Nassim, and I know somebody who's interested in providing interns.
Excellent. So we've proven that this works already. Anyone else? All right, I will make one more request. Hi, my name is Mike. I'm looking for people that have a website, ideally getting 10,000 people a month who are interested in seeing what AI can do for their website. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Sorry? It's free. Free. 5, 4, 3, 2. Ooh! The last second, look at that.
Oh, my name is Amy. I'm actually trying to launch my business about fruit in Thailand. So I'm looking for someone to help me with my website or anything related to fruit business.
Done. Thank you very much. We are pretty much done with our agenda. Has the pizza already arrived? I think so. Should have arrived here at 7:50. The beer is free. However, Roy will be standing next to the beer to remind you that you really want to donate 100 baht for every bottle that you drink. 100% of this money goes to Hands Across the Water. We actually publish the receipt every week of the donation. Please have a fantastic time. Our next event, oh, actually, sorry, I nearly forgot. Our next event will be moderated by Julie Landau. Do you want to talk about it for a sec?
I know you are thirsty and hungry, so I'm going to take only 5 minutes. So the next event is about founders to CEO. So if you know anyone who started with a vision and a spark of passion and became a navigator of a bigger and the captain of a bigger ship, please raise your hand. So founder to CEO, anyone remarkable, you know? Yeah? Okay, so I will come and talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to stay in touch with us, probably the top QR is for our Friends of Proseed WhatsApp group. That is where most of the activity is. If you want less intensity, go on the LinkedIn or Facebook groups. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much for coming.